Have you ever wondered why some people seem to prosper silently, accumulating achievements and wealth, while others, despite constant effort, remain stagnant? Maybe the difference isn't talent, contact, or even luck, but something that almost no one is paying attention to. There is a habit, a discrete routine that goes unnoticed by most, but is almost an obsession among millionaires. And the most impressive? This habit does not require money, status, or diplomas to be practiced. It's within your reach right now. But if you keep ignoring it, you could be delaying your own success for years. Now, let me ask you something more personal. How many times have you felt like you were doing everything right, but the results still weren't enough? How many nights have you gone to bed frustrated, believing that all you needed was a little push or a better opportunity? The truth can be harsh, but also liberating. What is missing is not out there. It is within your routine. It's in the way you go about your day, in the small commitments you make and break with yourself. And this is exactly where the most underestimated habit among those who have not yet reached the top live, but which is a silent obsession among millionaires. This video is no longer generic motivational content. No, it's a direct invitation to you who are tired of just surviving and are ready to dominate the game of success. Because when you understand what true leaders and achievers do every day, even behind the scene, it all starts to make sense. You start to see what needs to be done, and more importantly, you start to believe that you can do it too. You are here because you seek growth, overcoming, practical strategy, because you know you weren't born to live an average life. You want more. And the good news is, this more starts with what we're going to talk about today. The habit you will discover here is not just a tip, it is a foundation, a master key that, when put into practice, completely transforms your trajectory. But be careful, this content is direct, without fluff. It's not about pretty theories or stock phrases, it's about action, consistency, and discipline. Words that you may have heard 1,000 times, but which, when understood from the perspective of Napoleon Hill and the elite who followed his teachings, reveal a power that few have the courage to assume. So, if you are ready to stop sabotaging yourself, if you are tired of starting and not finishing, of promising changes and not delivering, I want you to stay with me until the end. Because today, you will discover what really separates those who achieve extraordinary results from those who only collect good intentions. And it all starts with a single habit. Simple, but capable of unlocking your mind and transforming your life. Now, let's get straight to the point. Now tell me here in the comment, what is the word that most represents what you are looking for in your life today? It could be something like self-discipline or conscious leadership. Choose one or, at most, 2 words that reflect the transformation you want to experience from now on. Right there, because I keep an eye on every comment, and I make a point of leaving my heart in all of them. It's my way of showing you that I'm with you on this journey. And more than that, when you comment, you not only reaffirm your commitment to this new phase, but also inspire other people who are reading and recognize themselves in your journey. Here, we build a strong community of people who believe that success begins within the mind, with small daily decisions, a community of growth, attitude, and purpose. If you've made it this far in the video, it's because something inside you is ready to change. And this change begins with a simple act, declaring what you seek. Oh, and if this content made sense to you, if it lit a spark inside, do yourself a favor, like this video and subscribe to the channel. This is not just to support the work, it is to ensure that you continue to receive practical tools, transformative ideas, and, above all, the right mindset to change your financial and personal reality definitively. Remember, this channel is for those who are willing to act, grow, and lead their own lives. And you've already taken the first step just by being here. Now it's time to show this to the world. Leave your comment. I'm waiting for him. Napoleon Hill discovered something that almost no one talks about. Something that goes beyond effort, beyond visible dedication, beyond what the eyes can see behind the scenes of the lives of great achievers. There is a pattern among those who truly achieve financial success, personal freedom, and true leadership. And this pattern is hidden where most don't pay attention, in what you do when no one is looking. What sets millionaires apart from those who are always trying is a simple but brutally powerful habit. Everyday self-discipline. No, I'm not talking about the EBIB discipline that only appears in extraordinary moments, in big decisions or extreme situations. I'm talking about that silent discipline that manifests itself every day in small choices. It's waking up at the time you promised yourself, even when you're tired. It's staying focused on the task you know you need to complete, even when the world offers 1,000 distractions. It's doing what needs to be done, even when no one is demanding, applauding, or acknowledging it. That's self-discipline. And it's what builds, brick by brick, the mindset of success you're seeking. The truth is that this habit is invisible precisely because it does not deliver immediate results. You won't feel like a winner on day one. No one will notice that you chose to study instead of watching another episode of the series. There won't be fireworks the moment you decide to go for a run, even if you're lazy. But it is exactly this type of choice that, repeated consistently, begins to transform your mindset, your identity, and inevitably, your reality. What many ignore is that self-discipline is not a gift reserved for the strong. It is a trainable skill, a mental construction that begins the moment you decide that you will no longer live tied to excuses, fleeting emotions, or momentary impulse. Hill made this clear. Success does not come from outside. It is born within you, in your most intimate thoughts and attitudes. When you start practicing self-discipline day after day, even if you don't see immediate results, you are creating something powerful, an unshakable emotional and mental foundation. Think about it. How many times have you abandoned a project because you didn't see quick progress? How many times have you given up halfway because it seemed like nothing was happening? That's where most stop. That's where the successful ones continue. They know that the daily habit of doing the right thing, even without recognition, even without validation, is what builds extraordinary results down the road. Everyday self-discipline is like planting seeds in invisible soil. At first, everything looks the same, but whoever persists, whoever continues watering with consistency, discipline, and patience, one day sees the harvest appear, not as magic, but as an inevitable consequence. And when it arrives, the world calls it luck. But you will know it was construction, it was choice, it was your merit. And do you know what's even more powerful about all of this? It's just that every time you choose discipline over distraction, you strengthen your sense of internal control. You stop being a victim of circumstance and become the protagonist of your own journey. It's as if you gained a superpower, the power to decide your destiny based on your daily action. Now imagine living with that level of control. Imagine starting your day with clarity, carrying out your routine with purpose, and laying your head on the pillow with the certainty that you are getting closer to what really matters to you. This is no illusion. This is possible. And it starts with small commitment fulfilled every day. Everyday self-discipline is the silent secret that transforms ordinary people into extraordinary leaders. Don't expect motivation. Don't wait for inspiration. Expect consistency, because it is what moves the needle in your life. And I want you to understand this clearly. You already have everything you need within you. All that remains is to develop the habit that activates this potential. Tell me something. What's one small action you can start repeating every day without fail from now on? Comment below with a word that represents this personal commitment. It could be something like daily focus or firm routine. Choose yours, and right here, I'll be reading everything and leaving my heart in the comment, because I know that when you write, you commit, and when you commit, you transform. This is the right place for those who are ready to make a real change. This channel is for you who want more than promise. You want direction, clarity, and result. So like and subscribe, because in the next few minutes, you will understand how to use this invisible force of self-discipline to achieve something even greater. Let's go on this journey together. And now, let's move on to the next step. How many times have you promised yourself that this time it would be different, that I would wake up earlier, start that new routine, stop procrastinating, or finally get that plan off the ground? You even felt the motivation pulsing strong inside you, like a certainty that you were going now. But then the next day arrived, and everything went back to the same. Excitement turned to frustration. The plan turned into another abandoned idea, and that critical voice inside your head started whispering, that maybe you don't have what it takes. But I want to tell you something now. In all sincerity, this is not your fault. And most importantly, this has a solution. Most people believe they lack willpower, when in fact, what they are lacking is structure. There is a lack of a mental foundation, a solid habit that supports your goal, even when the excitement disappears. And she always will, because motivation is like a spark. It lights up quickly, but it also goes out quickly. What keeps the fire burning is not the enthusiasm at the beginning, but the discipline you build with small daily decisions. And when this structure does not exist, the cycle repeats itself. You try, fail, get frustrated, give up, and start all over again, without realizing that you are trapped in a silent trap, that of inconsistency. This pattern is more common than you might think. It affects intelligent, well-intentioned, dreamy, determined people. People like you. People who want to grow, prosper, lead, achieve their deepest goal. But without a system of habits that supports this growth, even the biggest dreams get lost in the routine. And that's why so many people are tired, overwhelmed, but without progress. It's like running on a treadmill. You move, but you don't move. And that hurts. It hurts because you know you are capable of more. It hurts because there is a version of you that is ready to take control, but it always seems blocked by something invisible. And here's the key point. This blockage isn't in you. It's in the way you organize your life. It is in the absence of a practical strategy, applied every day, that transforms your intention into concrete action. It's like trying to build a house with loose pieces, without a foundation. No matter how many good ideas you have, they don't hold up. But that could change, and it starts when you understand that you no longer need to depend on willpower. You can create a personal, simple, and powerful system that works even on the bad day. Just imagine you wake up and know exactly what to do. You don't negotiate with the alarm clock. You don't get lost in social media. You don't start the day on autopilot. You act with intention. And more than that, you start to trust yourself again, because every little action you complete reinforces your identity as someone committed, disciplined, focused. And that feeling of confidence, of control, of building something real is priceless. It transforms your energy, your self-esteem, your productivity, your results. It transforms you. You may be wondering, but what if I fail again? What if I start and stop, like so many times before? And I tell you don't have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent. Mistakes are part of the process. What makes the difference is your ability to go back, adjust, and start over with more wisdom. Because each attempt makes you stronger, as long as you learn from it. It's not about eliminating the falls, but about learning to get up fast. And that's what daily self-discipline teaches you: to be resilient, strategic, and consistent, to be your own leader. And from the moment you internalize this, your reality begins to change. You no longer depend on the external world, on ideal circumstances, on Monday motivation. You depend on only one thing: the silent commitment to your goal, renewed every day, behind the scene, away from the spotlight. And that, my friend, is what builds true success. Not the success of appearances, but internal success, solid, unshakable. Now, before continuing with this content, I want to propose something simple. Share in the comments a word or phrase that defines what you want to build from now on. It could be something like daily commitment or discipline over emotion. I read everything and make a point of leaving my heart there, because every word written here is more than engagement. It is a sign of decision. It's you saying to the universe and to yourself, I'm on this journey. And that matters. It matters because you are not alone. Here is the place for those who believe in the power of personal growth, a winning mentality, and real transformation. And take advantage of this moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel, because this isn't just content, it's a construction, and you are part of it. In the next few minutes, you will understand how to start transforming your routine with practical and applicable strategies. So stay with me, because now we're going to really start to turn this key around. The secret, according to Napoleon Hill, is not in great leaps, in extraordinary moments, nor in achievements that appear suddenly. It's in what happens in silence, in the small actions you choose to repeat every day, even when no one is looking. And it's not just a matter of routine, it's a question of identity. Hill called this self-mastery, a simple word, but one that carries immense weight. Because mastering yourself is the greatest challenge anyone can face. And at the same time, it's the key to accessing everything that really matters in life. Freedom, fulfillment, lasting success. Your freedom begins when you master yourself. Keep that. Because as long as you are hostage to your impulses, your momentary emotions, procrastination, distractions, or the search for immediate results, you will be handing over control of your life to everything outside of you. And millionaires, the true wealth builder, know this. They don't leave life in random mode. They don't act when they feel like it. They act because they have decided that action comes before emotion. Because they understood that extraordinary results are always preceded by ordinary decisions made with unwavering consistency. Self-mastery is not about tight control. It's about freedom of choice. It's about not being a slave to your impulse. It's about being faithful to your mission, even when the world invites you to stop. This sounds simple, but few can sustain this level of consistency. And that's why so few achieve truly extraordinary results. Thomas Edison is a classic example of this. It was not talent, luck, or a moment of genius that created the electric light bulb. It was the ability to persist, to repeat, to adjust, and try again, more than 1,000 times. And why did he continue? Because he had dominion over his own mind, because he understood that each attempt was part of a process. Edison did not allow himself to be controlled by failure, the opinions of others, or internal doubt. He controlled what he thought, what he felt, and, above all, how he acted. And so he created something that changed the world. Another powerful example is Andrew Carnegie, one of the richest and most influential men of his time. Carnegie did not start with privilege. He came from a poor childhood and worked from an early age. But he developed an unusual skill, the ability to control his thoughts, his reactions, and his long-term vision. He knew that true success required internal discipline. He knew he needed to beat himself before beating the market. And that's exactly what he did. He built an empire, not only because of technical knowledge, but because he applied the principle of self-control on a daily basis. He focused on what mattered, made difficult decisions with courage, and didn't let the emotions of the moment sabotage his vision. These two examples show something that cannot be ignored. The millionaire mind is not born ready. She is trained, it is built, and the mortar that holds together each brick of this construction is self-control. When you learn to repeat correct actions, even in the absence of immediate reward, you begin to shape your mind for success. You become someone who acts clearly, who has self-control, who stays focused while others are distracted. This puts you ahead. It sets you apart. This makes you rare in a world where most seek shortcuts and instant gratification. And I know, maybe you've tried. Maybe you've started building a routine, creating new habits, changing your mindset, and you've fallen apart along the way. And that's okay. That doesn't make you a failure. It makes you human. But now that you understand the principle behind the millionaire mindset, you can make a new decision. Choose repetition. Choose consistency. Choose to beat yourself every day, a little at a time. And this is the point where many give up because they don't see quick changes. But the millionaire mind plays in the long term. She understands that what is being built is too solid to be rushed. You don't plant a fruit tree and bear fruit the next day. You care, cultivate, protect. And at the right time, it grows and bears fruit for years. The same goes for your success. You are cultivating now what will sustain you in the future. Therefore, every day that you practice self-mastery, even if it seems small, is shaping your freedom. And that's what I want you to bring into your life from today onward. Because true strength is not in starting something with enthusiasm, but in continuing even on difficult days. And that kind of strength you already have within you. You just need to activate it, and it will activate through practice, daily practice, conscious practice, silent practice, even when no one is applauding, even when no one is charging you, because you know what you are building. Now, if this content is making sense to you, tell me here in the comments, what is the small action you will repeat starting today to develop your self-control? It could be something as simple as getting up early or meditating every day. Write it down. I want to read. I want to follow. I want to know that you are on this path. And if you want, comment on the phrase, I choose consistency. It's powerful. It seals a commitment to yourself. And when you write, you reinforce that commitment. I will be there, reading everything and leaving my heart as a sign that you are not alone. If you haven't liked this video yet, now is the time. This shows the algorithm that this type of content matters. And more than that, it ensures that you continue to receive content that strengthens your growth mindset, that inspires you to seek your next level with clarity and direction. Also, take the opportunity to subscribe to the channel, because the next step of this journey is coming, and I want you together in this construction, because now we will understand how to transform this self-mastery into a practical system that adapts to your routine and begins to generate real results. Stay with me. Let's continue. It all starts with a decision, and that decision is now. You are at a turning point, a silent, discreet spot that no one but you will notice. But this is the moment where your journey could change forever. Because right now, you can choose to continue reacting to the world, being led by circumstance, by the emotions of the day, by the oscillation of your will. Or you can start building something much more powerful, your internal empire. Yes, the empire begins within you. It's not the car you drive, the bank account, the way you look, or the applause. That's what's behind all of this, the invisible structure that supports your behaviors, your decisions, and, inevitably, your result. And this empire is built one brick a day, a habit, one action, a decision you repeat until it becomes part of who you are. From now on, I want to make an invitation that may seem simple, but is transformative. Choose a single micro-action, something small but intentional, something that, if repeated every day for 7 consecutive days without fail, will begin to shape your mindset for success. It could be waking up 30 minutes earlier. It could be writing down 3 clear goals every morning. It could be practicing 5 minutes of silent meditation before leaving the house. It could be turning off your cell phone an hour before bed. What matters is not the size of the habit. What matters is your commitment. Don't be fooled into thinking you need to do something big to get started. The secret is in doing small things with consistency. And this is the key that millionaires master. They don't stand out for their talent, they stand out for their habit. They understood that what differentiates a successful visionary from a mind lost in the daily chaos is not a rare skill, nor a special opportunity. It's the ability to repeat what's right, even when no one is watching, even when no one is demanding, even when the will doesn't appear. They created routines that work even on the hard day. And this is possible for you, too. When you take control over a small part of your day, you begin to take control over your entire life. You step out of the role of spectator and place yourself at the center of the story itself. And with that, something magical starts to happen. You start to see yourself differently, no longer as someone who tries and fails, but as someone who chooses and follows through, someone who respects themselves, someone who honors their own decision. And that changes everything, because the way you see yourself defines what you believe is possible for you. And if you start to believe that you are capable of building, growing, evolving, you will act like someone who builds, grows, and evolves. And the results follow. So listen to me carefully. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You need a start, one step, a seed planted. And that's in your hands now. Choose this habit. Get started today and repeat for 7 days without fail. Set a reminder. Write it down. Create an alarm. Do whatever is necessary to ensure that decision becomes action. Because the difference between those who dream and those who achieve is in the action that happens when the enthusiasm passes. And that's where silent success is built. The one that no one sees being born, but that one day becomes so strong that the entire world bows before it. And here's an important point. Don't expect immediate recognition. You will repeat this action, and for the first few days, no one may notice. Maybe you don't even notice, but keep going, because what you are planting today will flourish, and it will bloom strong if you have patience. And if for some reason you fail on one of the days, don't give up. Start over immediately. Failure is not in making mistakes. It's about abandoning. You are not someone who abandons. You are someone who grows. And now that you understand this, I want to extend a personal invitation to you. Tell me in the comments, what habit will you repeat for 7 days? What is your micro action of power? It could be something like, write 3 goals a day, or 5 minutes of silence when you wake up. Choose and write. Write it as a statement of commitment. I'm following every comment, reading carefully, and I'll leave my heart there. Because I know how much this means to you, and because I know that when you write, you begin to turn intention into reality. If you want, you can also comment on the phrase, "My empire begins within." This sentence is strong. It carries the truth of what we are building together here, and it serves as a reminder that your journey depends on no one but you. Leave this on record. And of course, if you haven't liked this video yet, now is the time. This helps this content reach more people who, like you, are ready to start this chain. Also subscribe to the channel now, because in the next videos, you will receive more tools, more strategies, more deep provocations like this, always with a focus on personal development, a growth mindset, and practical strategies to achieve real success. Stay with me, because now we are going to the next stage of this transformation. The journey is just beginning.